This is Huiping. I'm the Director of Government Relations, Accreditation, Financial Aid, and Human Resources at University of East West Medicine. I'm also a licensed acupuncturist, project management professional. I'm glad that I have this opportunity to talk to you about the fundamental philosophy behind TCM. Let's look at the outline. What am I going to talk about in more details? It's better to be Socrates dissatisfied than a pig satisfied. The wheel life in the Western and Eastern philosophy. Traditional Chinese medicine's three main characteristics, yin yang and 5 elements. Why do people get sick? How to be healthy and happy? And conclusion. Okay. What is philosophy? The most general definition of philosophy is that it is a pursuit of wisdom, truth, and knowledge. The term philosophy means love of wisdom in Greek. First, philosophy deals with fundamental questions, such as, is it better to be Socrates dissatisfied than a pig satisfied? But which questions specifically is philosophy about? Here is a standard categorization, okay? Or you can say branches of philosophy. Metaphysics, the study of nature, reality, of what exists in the world, what it is like, and how it is ordered. Epistemology, the study of knowledge, evidence, and justified belief. Ethics, values, the study of what we ought to do, what it would be best to do, and what is good and right. Logic, the study of good and bad arguments and reasoning. So what's the point of philosophy? Here are some answers. To discover truth, to understand our own views, including their strengths and weaknesses, to examine our own lives and be more conscious of our choices and their implications, to learn how to better think and reason, to learn how to better live our lives. So now let's look at the wheel life in Western and Eastern philosophy. You can see the 4 wheels of life. From the West to Confucianism, Taoism, and Buddhism. The more left side, the West, is more outward, and the East side is inward. Okay, in the West, everything must be accounted for within this lifetime. And for this, Buddhism, Nirvana signifies the end of the eternal life of reincarnation. Confucianism focuses on societal rules and moral values, while Taoism advocates simplicity and living happily while in tune with nature. So now let's compare the Western philosophy and Confucianism. The Western philosophy emphasizes more on individualism, while Confucianism emphasizes more on collectivism. Okay, and this is my wheel life. See, this is a symbol, one of the symbols of Confucianism. This is yin and yang, more like a Taoism, right? And it has dragon and phoenix. Okay. Next, traditional Chinese medicine's 3 main characteristics. First one, holistic view of harmony between man and nature. The body's systems are one integrated and balanced whole. The 5 organs act as a core functional units and through the linking of the meridian system, which is a complex set of interrelationships from within the body. The body should be in tune with external environment. And we talked about that on the previous slide about Taoism. Treatment based on dialectic theory, that's a second characteristic. And treatment based on a differentiation of symptoms with comprehensive analysis by the 4 examination methods. They are observation, smelling, listening, inquiring, and touching palpation to collect disease information. And here I like to do a clarification. These three concepts are very confusing. And so I need to use illustration to clarify. Disease, patterns, and symptoms. So now let's look at the timeline of disease. You can see this timeline, right? So this is bigger, and this can be a time block and another time block and yet another time block. And different time blocks have different patterns. And symptoms can be smaller than patterns, like a dot. Symptom A plus symptom B plus symptom C, but even more equals the pattern X. So it's clear now the disease is bigger, and within the timeline, you may see different patterns and symptoms. Many symptoms together can be a pattern. Okay, so we talk about holistic view of harmony between man and nature, and treatment based on dialectic theory. The last one is also very important. Yin-yang theory. So we have these three main characteristics of TCM. So yin-yang theory comes out from observation, inductive reasoning, and energy by classification. Let's look at some examples. With the sun, it's bright, so that's yang. Without the sun, it's dark, so it's yin. Fire is yang, water is yin. Okay. The dynamic balance of yin and yang. So this one is about yin, yang, and 5 elements. Now on this side, let's look at the dynamic balance of yin and yang. No, yin-yang theory. Yin-yang theory can be applied to human body structure, physiology, pathology, enterprise management, and nation governance. To simplify things, I just use Chinese characters, to make this table. When you take a TCM class, you will know more. It will take a while to learn all these. And here, you just need to look at the illustration. See the red upwards, that's yang, and the baby blue downwards, that's yin. And you just need to know this first one is a perfect ideal situation. Okay, it's a dynamic balance of yin and yang. It's the same. You see the same length, okay? And there's a probably yang plus too much yang, and yin plus too much yin, and yang minus yin minus, okay? Remember the table when you learn TCM in more details. Okay, 5 elements. This is also very interesting and important in the TCM theory. Remember, there are 5 symbols representing certain types of attributes. They are not 5 types of materials, even though in English we call it 5 elements. And these 5 elements keep the dynamic balance in the human body, harmonize the dynamic balance in the nature. So now let's look at more details in this illustration. From wood to fire, earth, metal, and water. This circle is a generating interaction. And from the inside, you can see those directions. It's about overcoming interaction. And the source of this 5 elements and the balance, the relationships, is from 5 seasons. So wood, spring, fire, summer, earth is late summer, metal is fall, water is winter, and they can also represent different organs. And within each attribute, you can actually see yin organ and yang organ. Okay, So this is very interesting. I encourage you to learn more in the TCM classes. So why do people get sick? Let's look at the positive side. What is health, right? According to WHO's definition, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. And let's look at Chinese symbols. Health can be divided into two symbols or represented by two symbols. This first one means having sufficient qi and being energetic. And the second one means unobstructed meridians and collaterals. No blockage, no stagnation. Okay, so this is about health. And what is disease? Okay, again, in Chinese symbol, they can be represented. It can be represented by two Chinese symbols. The first one is beginning stage of disease, comes fast and goes fast. And the second one is more trouble, chronic disease. Okay, so health and disease. And what's the causes of disease? In TCM, we categorize the causes into three types. First one, internal causes. They are about emotions. Second one, external causes. They're about the climates. And third one, the other causes. So we cover everything. So example, some of the examples are like injury, improper diet. Okay. So how to be healthy and happy? From Yin Yang theory, we know that. And this is from the TCM's classics, Huangdi Neijing. Keep sufficient yang qi in essence, inside the body, and harmonize the dynamic balance in the yang. Then you'll be healthy and happy. And another point of view is like we talk about WHO's definition and 6 human needs from psychology theory. So personal needs, like four kinds: certainty, variety, significance, love, and connection. And another 2 needs, spiritual needs. People need to have growth and contribution. If you meet all these 6 human needs, you will have the well-lived joyful life. So conclusion. So I like to make things simple because I learned this. Great principles are extremely simple, right? So I think you only have one problem. What's the problem? Separation. The goal is to reach wholeness. And University of East Western's 3E philosophy can help you. Education, engagement, and empowerment. So join us, join TCM for a well-lived, joyful life. Today and every day, live your life with passion and love. UEW for a happy and healthy world. Thank you. I hope to see you soon.